Oh my life, I'm back. Now, last month we had Animal Communicator Melanie Cruikshank come and visit us after Molly had invited her to come along and have a chat with one of the horses. Now, we started with Nero and it was genuinely fascinating to hear what Mel felt she picked up after spending an hour in his company. Now, I know this kind of communication through energy isn't really everyone's cup of tea, and that's completely fine. But I do try and stay open-minded to all sorts of different experiences, as long as they don't have any detrimental effect on the horses or anyone around them. So after the last video, many of you were quite keen for Mel to return and spend a bit of time with some of the other residents to see what she felt they had to say. And this time, we didn't tell any of you who she would be meeting, and Mel didn't know herself either. She only found out their names as we brought each of them into the friendship barn to join her. So she met with Oebe, Prince, Little Smurfy and Inne, thanks to the very kind sponsorship of Leslie, Peg and Jamie. So thank you very much for making this possible. Now, these sessions do take time, and rather than sharing 3 very long full-length videos, we thought what would be helpful, especially for those of you who are a bit shorter on time, to give you a quick summary of Mel's feedback on each of the horses. And then what we'll do is share some of the footage afterwards so that you can hear it in full, straight from Mel herself, so to speak. What I personally find most fascinating is that the feedback felt completely different for each of the horses, and Mel seemed to really capture their personalities in quite a distinct way. Yes, a lot of what came through does confirm what we already know about each of the horses, but it's also really reassuring to hear that, you know, in Mel's words, or their words, they feel understood and settled in the life that we're giving them here. Now, just to say, with Oebe in particular, we did have a bit of a discussion about how much to share of this, because some of what came through actually touched on past horses and old stories connected to this place. But as you know, I try and be open about everything that we do here. And so I'm going to share some of it, you know, and you can think of it what you like. So starting with Oebe, he came through as a horse who can look very confident on the outside, but Mel felt that underneath he actually needs a bit more reassurance than everybody might realise. Almost like he puts on a bit of a brave face, checks in, wants to be sure he's doing the right thing. So she described him as being very sensitive, not only to people's emotions, but also to, I guess, the atmosphere around him. And that sensitivity was so strong that she felt that he was picking up on the presence and energy of horses who have passed, almost like he was the messenger for that. Now, physically for Oebe, Mel's main message was that there wasn't anything wrong as such, more that he is benefiting from the careful management that we're giving. She linked to some stiffness through his hindquarters, especially high up around his stifles, and felt that, you know, movement and stretching would help him to stay quite comfortable. She also mentioned itchiness, which can flare up, a bit like allergies, and she also flagged his teeth and jaw as something to keep an eye on alongside his movement. Then we have Prince, our little Smurfy, and honestly this one made Freya and me really smile. You know, she described him as fiercely independent, very much a I'll do it my way kind of person, and she felt that he really thrives on routine, freedom, and being allowed to really just potter around in his own time. You know, she didn't see him as grumpy, nor did Oebe, more spirited, determined and very sure of himself. And she kept coming back to him being a teacher, and in his past she felt that he worked with all sorts of different riders, which he did, and would give each person what they needed, to try and help build their confidence. Sometimes he tested them, but he was always teaching. And even now, she felt that he still feels he has a sense of purpose. He just perhaps expresses it in a quieter way, as and just likes to make people smile and remind everyone that he's still very much in charge of his own world. Physically, there was nothing major that came through, just normal old man things, a bit of jaw tension, and probably a sense that he's happiest when he's allowed to keep moving gently and live life on his terms, which he very much does. Then there's Inne. Mel's feedback on her was really interesting. She described Inne as a stunning, sensitive mare with huge potential, but with an energy that can feel like a roller coaster. Very much spot on. So she's very much full on at times, then drops off again, and that can really be exhausting for her. And Mel felt that a lot of her journey had been about confidence, learning to trust herself. And she said Inne isn't a mare for everybody because she is very sensitive. She's sensitive to the energy of the person working with her. And if someone's uncertain, she feels it, and it can all become a bit hard work for her. But when she feels safe and understood, she softens, she relaxes, and she really shines. I guess Mel also felt, that she had genuine star qualities, but sometimes she limits herself, almost putting up her own barriers. But the lovely thing was that Mel felt that Inne had come a long way here, and that she feels part of the herd now. She's more accepted for who she is, and that we're managing her in a way that's sort of ticking all the boxes for her and helping her to let her guard down. So that's really a summary of what came through for each of them. And now, if you'd like to see more of the actual session footage or Mel's feedback, then we're going to share some of that now in the rest of today's video. And of course, if this isn't your cup of tea, feel free to give this one a miss. But if you are staying, I really do hope that you enjoy what follows. Say that we've got Mel back today, so thanks to those of you who sponsored Mel to come and see a number of the horses. And we haven't told anybody on here, and we didn't tell you who you were seeing today, so we're on the first one now, and all you know is that he's called Oebe.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You spent the last hour with him, haven't you?
I haven't spent the last hour with him, and how he came across. So he didn't bring much of his past forwards.
Oh, did he not?
Not as Nero did last time.
Right.
So it's more current and how he's feeling. So he's gone. It's completely. If you compare the two, it'll be completely different.
Okay.
So I just kind of went through with what he brought in.
Yeah.
So he feels at times he isn't as full on or as confident as he makes himself out to be. So he puts on what he classes as a bit of an act.
Okay.
So he does look for more reassurance than what you perceive him to, just in case. As he has got a tendency to put on a bit of an act, so he looks more confident than what he comes across.
Right. Okay.
Or a stronger persona than he needs to.
Yeah.
So it all seems to be a bit shown off.
Yeah, that's him, isn't it? Right.
but deep down, if I unpeel those layers, we're not as full on as he makes himself out to be, basically, is what he's trying to get
So
to.
is it his way of protecting himself?
I don't necessarily think it's protecting himself. I think it's just how he's felt he's needed to be.
Right.
So
okay.
maybe it comes through as a little bit of needing to protect.
Yeah.
Protect himself, but he kind of comes across differently than what he actually feels internally.
Okay.
So he does like the attention. He does like having that extra reassurance just in case, or he likes to check in, constantly checking in just in just in case he's on the wrong track. So he likes to get things right.
Yeah.
Previously, he had another horse to either connect in with or to back him up. So he has had to learn to readjust in order to manage himself and manage his own feelings and emotions. He does bring in, he holds on to more anxiety and worries than he knows he needs to, because he knows he's safe here and he doesn't need to, but I think that's been his journey. He's felt he's had to sort of respond, then think about it afterwards. So we respond first and then process things.
Okay.
With the, wait a minute, I've lost where I am. So he holds on to anxiety more and worries more than he needs to, as he has a tendency to watch or look out for things. And this is linked to tummy and digestion area. He feels things have calmed there, so there's been a focus, so things have calmed.
Yeah.
Because it didn't come, sometimes if they've got issues in that area, it comes in as flare-ups, so it didn't with him. But I think it's been more of an issue in the past than, so it's either managed or he's released a lot of tensions that he's held there previously.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because digestion in the past has been more of a focus.
Right.
He is a very sensitive boy and he does pick up on energies and feelings of things around him. More than we as people notice or what we connect with. So at times he may respond to what looks like nothing, or what might seem nothing to us, but he's actually connecting on a deeper level with those that are no longer here. So those spirit animals and spirit friends. So he brings in, and I don't think this connects with him, but he connects to either another horse in this space, a foal or a youngster, but one that didn't stay on earth very long. So yeah, a baby who didn't stay.
Right, so that could be just something in this area, or
I think
that's
it
been in
connects.
his past.
I think this connects to one of the horses here.
Right, okay.
Okay, so he picks up that energy.
Yeah.
Because it comes forward with a strong presence, so it's still connected to somebody here, then one of the horses that are with you.
Yeah.
But there was a reason why it didn't stay. Things were more complex than was noticed or was seen physically. But it wasn't very old when it passed.
Okay.
He also brings in an older horse which had either a heart condition or the flow of the blood. There was more issues then, but it was more of a condition rather than an issue.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, we've had all sorts of things here,
Right,
so
okay.
yeah, there have been, well, two that have known heart conditions.
Right, okay. He didn't bring in who it was or a name connected. He just bring in a name, well, I'm assuming it's a name later. But this is particularly a heart condition, but it was the flow of the blood within the system. So it wasn't it was more like a condition that the horse managed for as long as it could.
Yeah.
And then it couldn't manage anymore type
Right.
of situation. Does that make sense?
Oh, completely. Yeah.
Right, okay.
I'm going to be interested to see what names.
Okay. And then alongside it, and then I've got another one. I think I'm still going spirit world with this horse. Is another one who worked, but I've got driving.
Okay.
But he drove with passion and so much love for it that they left big shoes to fill. That actually, I don't think the shoes have been able to be filled.
No.
But I don't, yeah.
Yeah.
But in many ways, their role was not integral, but I think it's important to your farm.
Yeah.
and it helped you process what you needed to do to move you forward.
Okay.
But it was driving in particular that was a focus for this particular horse.
Okay. So rather than for him, because he drove.
Did you have a partner? Did you drive with a partner?
I don't know, but he will have because he drove down in London.
Right, okay. No, I think again this connects to here.
Here as opposed to...
Yeah. Because this particular horse who's no longer here was important to your farm, to you.
Yeah.
And what you stand for.
Yeah.
Rather than his particular
that's really
horse that works with him.
Yeah.
So
rather than being more about him, he's picking.
Yeah.
It's like you're picking up on.
Yeah. But then I think because of he's very sensitive to that, and other horses may not pick that up, or they may pick it up but not think it's important to come across. But for him, it was important to share that although our animal friends are no longer with us physically, their presence is still connected to us.
Is that more that you're picking up on those around here and you just happen to be with him, but because you're sensing those spirits? Or is that you're... What am I trying to say? That it's feeding through him, or it's just that because you're here and those spirits might...
I think that he brought the information to me.
Okay.
Because last time I was here, that I didn't feel the presence. I didn't. So it's not interesting. It's not just coming to me. It's coming through him. It's coming through him. So he's very sensitive and picking up on that.
Right.
Which is why I said it's completely different to my previous connection.
Yeah.
But it just makes you realise the intensity that it can go into, or the depth that some animals pick up and go into.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then he moves to himself. So I think he had to get that bit out of the way first.
Okay.
And then he moves to himself. So he feels he's very connected with others, which overall has helped him move forwards. He loves the attention and focus to the point where it's all about him. He himself has a stance about him, or a presence, and he wouldn't class himself as the boss, but he can hold his own.
Yeah.
He does like
he would class himself as the boss.
Don't you think? Yeah. See, but no, he didn't come, because normally he's like, I'm in charge. No, they come through that the presence, I'm in charge.
Okay.
Where he's like, he didn't. There's another one that either challenges that, or because he doesn't see himself as the boss. There's another one that's in charge.
Hedron White's will be happy about that. Yeah.
So he does like his own space though.
Yes.
Or there'll be a time that he'll want the interaction and then the freedom to do something.
Okay.
Because there's a point where he says that's enough, and may check in for reassurance to check that's okay. He brings, so with him, I've got him previously working hard on roads, because a lot of impact on the legs.
Yeah, with the driver.
But full on to the road. So, and it was more roads because they didn't give.
Yeah.
Rather than a soft surface that you've got a bit of give and less impact on the legs.
Yeah.
So I think currently his previous hard work on the roads has impacted leg movements.
Right, okay.
And he brings forward his hind left side in particular.
Okay.
But it's high in both hinds. It's higher up into the stifle and down to the hocks, but the left side in particular.
Oh, right.
Which is, I can't remember
because it's
which
usually the right one.
Yeah, I thought it was the
hand
run.
Okay.
So
he compensated. Yeah.
He brought both.
Okay.
His hind, but again he kept on turning himself round, so it was the left one he kept presenting me with.
Yeah. So his left one as opposed to the left one as you look at him.
Yeah, not his left.
Yeah, his left.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says it doesn't stop him, but at times he restricts himself. it's as though there's a stiffness within the movement, and he brings that, but he doesn't bring forward any pain.
Okay.
With it. It's more that he feels well managed and he's monitored and he's aware of things get noticed before things go to the next level. But but there is a need to move. And the more movement he has, the more he releases and lets go of that, especially to the hind legs.
Okay.
Bless him. He likes that. He does bring itchiness within his system though.
Yeah, well, he's a freak and he's going to.
But he feels that this is calmed currently, and he brings, his focus has been all about rebalancing himself.
Okay.
And movement. Digestion he has questioned in the past, but the main focus were his hind legs today.
Oh, right.
But
didn't say anything about his teeth.
Not yet. I think he
Okay.
mentions it later.
Okay.
But not yet.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're okay. You're okay.
I have a habit of doing that, don't I?
But he brings, so he brings in, it's as though, so I don't know if he has allergies, but there's certain things that flare him up, because it ripples through the system. It's, you know, when you've got, you can feel the tension rippling through. That's the impression that he gave through, which he connected to allergies.
Okay.
So just to be aware of that.
Yeah.
He loves that, although initially he was able to show off with his movement, because he says he comes through with these beautiful
Oh, he's a lovely
movements,
moving horse, yeah.
but graceful.
Yes, yeah.
Although he
Jagger.
bless him, he does make sure that you're paying attention to him though.
Okay.
So he'll do something to keep you thinking, or just pay attention to me rather than anybody else. He did go through an energy change or a period of adapting, which impacted his energy. And I think where previously he had more, when he had a focus or a job to do, he understood his role more. So when that was taken away, he's like, well,
what do I do?
what do I do?
Yeah.
He needed that expectation of, I need to do something. And he, but really he needed time to actually be a horse.
Yeah.
And just find himself.
Okay.
But it's been quite, and when he first came, it was quite a period of adapting.
Yeah.
But he likes to give the impression of nothing much phases him. But he comes back to actually, oh bless him, he's loving that.
Yeah.
He actually needs the need for reassurance, and then
You are a big softie, aren't you?
and the need to processing time.
Okay.
Stretching is a need to keep his. We do stretching with his legs.
Well, Frey, you do a bit of groundwork with him as and when you can, don't you?
Yeah. It's stretching in particular is bringing out for back legs in particular.
Yeah.
But again, he brings it forward important to be able to move. He does have a tendency to overanalyze or overthink things though. He said there's the little pony, which I'm assuming is the little white guy.
Yeah.
He says he's not as grumpy as he makes himself out to be.
He's not as grumpy as he makes. Oh, that's funny.
Because he says he's classed as grumpy mummy or the grumpy boy. He just likes his own space.
Okay. Yeah.
Because he kind of watches and sees where he is. Groundwork he enjoys, but stretching out, there's a need to move, and the upliftment to the legs, or maintaining the lift to his legs.
Okay.
And yes, his focus is all about hind legs.
legs.
Yeah, but he brings that in with his back teeth.
Oh, okay.
So, but upper jaw.
Right.
So just remember that's being brought forwards.
Okay.
Because he connects his movements and teeth together.
Oh, that's interesting.
He says he's closely kept an eye on. It took a while for not having intense focus to find his own way. So I think throughout his life he's always had a purpose or a reason to do something. and not necessarily time off or time to be himself. He knows his hind legs, as he knows he limits himself at the moment, but there's times that he forgets. He feels he's more than content because he's found himself, but he's very closely watched and monitored. For him,
You've got Fred just where you want it. Right under your little roof.
for him, he's got that understanding. But more importantly, he's been allowed to be himself or find himself, and allowing his character to come through. Because he says he's a powerful boy who initially found it hard to manage his own energy without the expectations. It comes back to the digestions count, which is a positive progress with this, but he feels a change within the dietary system, which has impacted how he feels overall.
Yeah. In a good way.
In a positive way, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's not necessarily, apart from more stretching and making sure he's moving, he's not bringing in any changes that is needed or changes that is wanted.
Okay, well that's good.
It's as though his past of hard work is catching up leg-wise and movement-wise.
Yeah, which would make sense. I mean, he's an older boy now.
Yeah.
But he's since he's been here, he's been a very sound moving horse, other than that one that he's had a few sort of short steps with and gets stiff occasionally.
Right,
But that was his right hind as opposed to his left hind, but that might be him compensating.
Compensate could be.
Yeah.
Because he brought through both, but my focus was left side.
Right, okay.
But it doesn't, it's not any, he needs his movement, but currently how he's moving is not stopping him.
No.
So he's not stopping himself completely, he just sometimes finds it harder to get going, or he changes how he's moving to get going.
Okay.
And that was him.
Right.
He brings in marigolds, but it's not
Marigolds.
the gloves. But,
Oh, really?
not the gloves.
Not the gloves.
Flowers.
Okay. Marigolds.
Have a Google because there's something within what they have.
What to eat?
Yeah.
What? No, that's in Hunnis's feed. There's
the yellow things in there.
I don't know if they're marigolds. Yeah. Actually, the ones that Hunnis has.
Yeah, they
That
might
might
yellow.
be.
They might be.
We'll have to look at that. So what, is that something that he quite likes, or?
It's something about, I don't know about the impacts of it, but there's something about what it would help within his system or skin that may benefit.
Oh, okay. We'll have a look into
So
that.
just have a look and see if it ties in with what you know of him and how he's feeling.
Yeah.
Because he brought it in for a reason.
Okay. Marigolds. Definitely not the gloves.
Not the gloves. No, it was the little dried white.
Yeah.
No, the yellow flowers.
We'll have to look at all the
Have a
ingredients on
research.
these now.
And the word that he brought it in, which I'm assuming is a name, but
Oh yeah.
inch.
Inch.
Inch. Oh, it sounded like that.
Ish.
Could be.
Was that related to what? The one that passed young?
I'm not sure which one, because he brought 3 that passed forwards. I wasn't sure which one, but it wasn't one. Does it connect with one that's not here?
Yeah. I mean, we had Ishka, who we lost at the age of 5, and she had aortopulmonary fistulation. Basically, where the aorta and pulmonary artery cross over, the layer of membrane that forms across those when they're first born had ruptured, so half her blood was flowing the wrong way around her body, so it was just circulating around her lungs as opposed to pushing around her body. So to look at her, you wouldn't know that there was a problem. But
Right, okay.
So we managed her for as long as we could, but she
Right.
had basically what's called a hammer heartbeat, so you could see her jugular, and she had a resting heart rate of something like 88.
Right, okay.
And she was basically slowly bleeding to death.
Wow.
And when she was getting pools of fluid forming around her,
Right, okay.
we had to
It's
say goodbye. But on the face of it, she
You
looked like a
wouldn't.
happy, healthy horse,
Wow.
but her blood,
Wasn't
half of it
flowing.
wasn't flowing. Yeah.
Which
And
kind
then
of ties in with what he was, the change within the blood. The blood's one of the ones that you mentioned
it was,
earlier.
it was going the wrong direction because we took her up to Edinburgh, and John Keane, the director up there, he did a scan, and I believe it's quite hard to see the flow of blood in the heart,
Right.
or it was back then.
Yeah, yeah.
And he said, this is completely wrong because the blood's flowing the wrong direction.
Wow, goodness me.
Yeah, so there's her. I mean, how many years ago is it we lost Ishka?
Oh,
So she
Bailey
was
was
5.
tiny.
Oh yeah, he
He
was.
was
So he was
literally
so it's got to be 12, about 12
about
years
12,
ago.
Right,
yeah.
okay.
And then Siska, who was the youngest. So I don't know whether this ties in or whether there's somebody else that was here.
Right,
Because
okay.
my great grandfather used to breed racehorses. He used to breed thoroughbreds here, but the youngest that we've lost here was 4.
Right, okay.
But was the daughter of one of the ones that's here.
Have you still got the one that's the mum?
Yes.
See, I think it's more connected to one that's still here, so I think it's connected more to her.
Right. Yeah, because she was with her when she went,
Right, okay.
and I always think, it changed her completely
Right.
as a horse,
Okay.
and I think she carries a lot of sadness. But we'll have you talking to her one day.
Right. Because I felt the 3 that came forward wasn't connected to previous
Horses.
horses.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more your guys.
Yeah, the driving one is almost definitely, well, it has to be Drummy, who was one of my first ones, and he had the most amazing driving ethic, or the work ethic.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so everything you said there
Ties in with him.
ties in
Because
with him.
But was he quite, he helped your pathway of what your home was doing?
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
Because he's basically, they came forward as their role was important to your farm to
Yeah.
move forward to how you run it now.
Yeah.
And
Definitely, and I hate it every day. I hate the fact that he's not here to enjoy it. And I allowed him to do too much. Otherwise, he'd still be here.
right,
And it's
okay.
why, I wouldn't.
But then it's impacted you or helped you process what you could be doing.
It has.
You know,
and
although
I
you changed the
know
past.
that.
Yeah.
And I know that, but
Yeah.
it's always horrible the fact that you think to yourself there are sacrifices that had to be made
Yeah.
for you to learn what we
Had to
learn.
have lessons.
But that's where all we can do is share what we learn,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yeah, to move forward,
Yeah.
to help the others.
Yeah, exactly. So very interesting.
Because this was completely different to what I expected.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be all about your boy, where he had completely different pathway to go down.
That's really interesting. I think you're going to get 3 completely different ones today.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Guess who the next one is?
Oh my god.
Well,
you need
we
that.
can't disguise him as being just one of the Frisians.
Oh no, not the grumpy
The grumpy old man. You've got so
Oh,
we're
lovely.
fascinated to know. Yeah, that's going to be really interesting.
Right, okay. And that's interesting that he brought
It
forward.
is because he hasn't. Well, he obviously sees him around here, but he hasn't necessarily
Interactions with
Well, has it?
Yeah,
They
because
together? Oh yes,
yes,
they
he's
were
been in the
together.
orchard with Nero and we'd always.
That's right.
He's sent near away from him, and he's quite obsessed with him if he's around the yard. He tries to stop and shout, but Smith's
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to you.
Ah.
You do want your little old man friend. He's not quite.
Oh, well.
So yes, his connection, as I said, they're each unique to their own, and it kind of his shoji is sort of completely different.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad that it picked up. So basically, just to tell you, his whole gastric situation was back end of last year. He went into one of our other fields where there was really long grass, and obviously stuffed himself. Got very colicky and never take a risk with it. Had him scoped, and he had this solid ball of food. And one of the issues with Frisians is gastroparesis, or delayed gastric emptying,
Right. Okay.
where the stomach muscles stop working
Yeah.
and the food gets impacted in the stomach, and then the stomach ruptures,
Right.
which
okay.
I had with a horse years ago,
Right,
which is
okay.
why I never ever take the risk. So he then came in. He had to have it all flushed out with Coke.
Mhm.
We then, I think we started with a grass trial again, or
You went on just pure soup for a week.
yeah,
That's then you started on grass.
yeah, and then he was still getting a bit of an impaction, but he then went on to sort of 6 or 8 feeds a day,
Yeah.
like sloppy feed.
Yeah. So it
Over the whole
flowed
Christmas, New Year period, so it just went
Yeah.
through, and he started on grass again. Is it a month, 6 weeks ago now?
through. Right.
And we're
okay.
gradually increasing it. So he needs to have short grass
Yeah.
so that he can process it.
Digest it.
But if you have a look, unfortunately, bless him, his little front teeth don't meet.
So you
Okay.
can't
So he finds it very hard to get to the short grass.
Okay.
So he ends up taking longer grass. So it's a case of we manage him at the moment on the track
Yeah.
and in the field where there is short grass. How he gets it, I don't know, but
Right, but
somehow he
he manages.
manages. And he's on metoclopramide to help with his stomach working. But as I say, it is a known problem in Frisians.
Right. Okay.
So we manage it as best we can, and we're hoping that in the spring he'll be able to go back out in the field with the other boys,
Yeah.
because he was boss of the other boys.
Right. Okay.
And it's sad because
He's
he hasn't got a proper friend the whole time, because whoever goes in with him he's quite rude to.
right. Okay.
Yeah,
Just his way of managing.
he does bully, but yeah, he just wants Frey with him the whole time, to be honest. Frey's his personal slave.
Yes, he's got you trained well.
Definitely.
So he brought in his digestion a couple of times when you look back through this.
Right,
But he feels that things have calmed down and you're
Good.
monitoring him and you're on top of it.
right. Well,
So
that's
he
good.
didn't see it.
As an ongoing problem.
Currently it wasn't his main focus.
Right, okay. Oh, well,
So
that's
you're
good.
either on top
I mean,
of that.
yeah, given that he doesn't get haylage, he doesn't get hay, I mean, he's maintained his weight
He's
really well.
Yeah.
But he's saying his left leg now. He's telling us it's not his right leg. He's like, Mel's right, it's my left leg. Yeah. And yeah, the itching, the allergies would be right, because, I mean, a lot of Frisians get very itchy in the summer.
Yeah.
He is one of the itchier ones. And, there probably are all sorts of allergies, but
Once you start,
yeah.
that's a
Exactly.
isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's as though at certain times of the year that his whole body
Right.
ripples down his body.
Yeah. That time, yeah.
Um,
How he gets in the spring and summer.
yeah.
Okay.
But he knows he's watched and monitored, and on top of digestion wise, because he brings it in a couple of times and right at the end again, digestion's calmed and he's made positive progress with this. He feels a change is impacting how he's feeling.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right then.
Yeah.
How many pages did he write? So it's Fritzy next.
So he just has the need to do his own thing.
Yeah.
in his own way, in his own time.
Okay.
So he literally dictates what he does.
Okay.
He likes his routine, especially when he finds a bale of hay, and he'll just stand and do his own thing.
Okay.
He just knows what he's doing. He also knows how to get away with things. His way, everything has to be his way, but he has a really strong determination. Now he feels he just potters around. He does bring smiles to those he comes across, and he will let people know if he's not suited. So he's not shy if he's not happy with situations.
Yeah.
So if he's not happy, he will let you know.
But he's kicking on the door a minute ago when he wanted to get food.
Yeah. But then she did as well, so it was her kicking.
Oh, okay.
Not him.
Fair
Yeah. Initially it was him, but then she jumped in. So he does know he can be quite demanding to make sure he's heard, and he does know he gets more away with more than what he should, because he pulls the old man card. But he takes away the grumpy label. He just likes things done his way.
Okay.
He classes himself as a teacher. It's as though he's been the teacher, and he says if people could manage him, they came through as a stronger rider and stronger focus. Or they would have better understanding of other horses or bigger horses because of what he basically taught them.
Okay.
Yeah. Of understanding of what they needed to do. As he didn't always make things easy, but he does bring in two main riders that overlapped, and one person working with him and then another one.
Okay.
So yeah, they had to adapt or work out what they needed to do. So he didn't always make things easy. He brings in the attitude he's been there and done it. Sold the t-shirt a couple of times, but he was, or he still is, a confidence giver, a confidence booster. He didn't
Did you
always.
say so, Fran?
No.
Can't remember the last time we sat in. Years ago.
Yeah, no, this is his past. This is talking about, yeah. So, but he does feel that he went through a time of being a confidence booster for riders though.
Okay.
But it didn't always make it easy. So he had his own way of doing things. Again, he says he holds his own. He does bring a smile when people see him, especially if you're having a bad day. And you're like, oh, bless him. It's kind of that attitude.
Yeah.
He just has that spark about him, an attitude of, I don't care, I'm going to do it anyway.
That sounds about right. Chrissy, did you want to go out? No?
So he shows he connected with a couple of riders, so it wasn't just one main one. I've got a couple of people that have worked with him in his past. So I don't know if it's here or other places.
I don't know, because, yeah, I don't know a lot. Well, you'll know more about his history.
He was an alarm clock for a man, I remember that.
He was an alarm clock.
Yeah, so every morning he would whinny and wake up the, I don't know, a man, I can't
At the yard that he was at. Because he was at a riding school, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't necessarily suited for, he wasn't a follower.
Okay.
That way of life didn't suit him. But he...
Oh, it is. Sorry.
Yeah. So he connected with different riders, basically. He felt he taught them what they needed to know, but you couldn't compare how he worked with one person with how he worked with another, because he brought in what he felt they needed, depending on their level.
Okay, yeah. So the teacher, aren't you?
Yeah, he wouldn't be the same for one person than he was with the other, basically. That's what he was saying. he gave them what he felt they needed or what they could manage. He was a little bit more challenging though, so he didn't know how to test them if they knew what they were doing.
Right, okay.
He was just a unique soul. But currently he's not asking for any change. Everything, he's just suited to just do his own thing and pottery.
Yeah.
He did go through a time where his energy dropped and he kept going, but he bounced back stronger. He says, at the moment, he says movement is needed, so just wandering is really good for him.
Yeah.
It just keeps him focused and keeps him going.
Yeah.
Previously, he wasn't the one for following others, so I did get like the riding school mentality, but the riding school following another horse wasn't necessarily him.
His thing.
Yeah.
Just. Yeah.
So I think we struggled with that a wee bit.
Okay.
Because he would always do his like wander away and do his own thing.
Yeah.
Or put his own take on things because he could. He has enjoyed what he classes as different jobs to do. He likes to feel he's involved. He knows he's very much wanted, although people joke and laugh at him. But he's very clever and picks up on things really quickly. So he basically knows what he needs to do to get away with what he needs to get away with.
Yeah, well, you don't get to that age in life without knowing how to get your own way.
Things.
Yeah.
He isn't suited with restrictions. so restricting him, he's not like he becomes anxious, he's just not happy.
Okay.
He likes the freedom to just wander.
Do his own
So
thing.
he likes or needs that freedom. He does bring in a time where he can be very vocal though, so he's not afraid to vocalise his opinions, and there was a vocal side of him that was needed.
I don't know that I've ever heard him.
I think when we showed him with Jobs, when Hoyts was in the orchard, no, where was Hoyts then? Yeah, he just wouldn't stop kicking the gate and calling.
Okay.
Because he didn't want to be behind the gate.
Yeah.
Occasionally he will whinny, but it's not that
Yeah, it's not.
often.
Yeah, not that often. But
He put it through that there was a time that he needed to be vocal, or
Oh, was it when Jack left and he was up in the fields by himself?
Oh,
He
yeah.
might not be very happy then.
Yeah, that's
His
true.
friend left. Might have been there.
but so if he wasn't happy or wasn't suited,
He'd let you know.
is basically what he's coming through with. He does like his own space, or he needs his own space. He doesn't necessarily get on with everybody though. Although he's a little sweetheart, he doesn't take to everybody. He does hold tensions within his jaws.
He does sometimes clatter his teeth a bit.
Grinds his teeth, does he?
No,
Or
like,
clatter them.
you know when you're like shivering your teeth like clatter, whatever it's called.
Oh, like he just did there.
Yeah, it's like when Rachel was with him, a lot of time his teeth was almost like he was shivering and they were crack. I don't know, do you call it when they clatter? Not grinding, but like...
Just, yeah.
Yeah.
Just opening
Making
and
that happen.
shooting. Yeah. Grinding. No, not grinding. Just.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he's almost doing it now. Yeah.
So I didn't have like tension that he holds on to it. There was something within his bottom jaw in particular that there was something within his bottom jaw where he holds his tension. So he needs to release it. We did during the session. He was yawning throughout, so he did have a lot of release.
Releasing of okay.
He does show a time where he got his legs tangled up as well, or he felt restricted leg-wise. So I don't know if it's with yourselves or previous. He didn't put a time scale on that.
Can't think of anything here.
Oh, well, he has in a couple of times, I don't know how. Hasn't he either got like wire through his shoe or he has managed to get wire around his back leg?
It was.
See, I remember Reeves doing that. I don't remember.
Yeah,
him doing that.
he's done it.
He's
before
done it
as
as
well.
well.
It was the back legs that he mentioned, and it was as though his legs got tangled up.
Oh, okay.
Or there was restrictions so he couldn't move forwards.
Yeah. Okay.
And needed rescued. Has he got a gap between his teeth?
He's lost
did.
a teeth.
Yeah.
There's a gap that just to
a diastema. He did we'd have to look at his dental records.
It's not an issue, but he's brought it in.
Right, okay.
So to a passage to be either aware of or just to remember that he's brought it in.
Right, okay.
But it didn't.
Sam's coming to do some dentals in a couple of weeks. So.
Right, okay. But he didn't bring necessarily anything in that needs
attention.
Apart from being an old man and things that come with old age.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything that he brought forward as an issue.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
So,
always good.
Yeah.
Well done, Prince.
So he felt he was very serious about his job, and he comes back to write, like somebody guiding him and having that focus and that teacher focus. He was very serious about his job and what he needed to do. He taught people how to ride what he would class as properly, or he would just do his own thing, or jump in with his way rather than being told. He needed to be asked, not told, though.
Okay.
There's a fine line.
There is.
He doesn't class himself as grumpy, he's just a bit spirited. He went through a time of working or having a job to do, but there was a bit of a... So I've got either a few people working on him, or there was an overlap of a few people... it felt like there was an overlap of different people that were working with him or on him.
Okay.
Does that make sense for he or is this previous?
I would imagine that that's previous. I would imagine.
And because after that, it came through what we're going to do with him.
Okay.
Or there was questions. I think this was previous as well, because he links this with having a job and overlapping with different people.
Yeah. Yeah, because I can't remember. I don't know. Your mum will remember the reasons why he ended up.
Yeah.
Coming here, I don't know whether the riding school was closing down.
Oh, it did close down, but I can't remember where we got him when it was closed down or it was after that.
Right.
Because there was a lot of questions of what they were going to do with him.
Okay.
Or
yeah,
it had to be the right place for him to go to.
Okay.
So he brought in a new role for him. He calls himself as the potterer. Pottery. He again doing his own thing. He felt, although he's not the biggest or strongest here, he does make his presence known. Or people like to check in to see if he's okay.
Yes.
So they do like to hear about what he's doing.
Oh, absolutely. He's even had a book written about him.
Really?
Yes. Haven't you, little Princey? That's coming out in the spring, isn't it?
Oh, bless him.
Yeah.
Has he had a photo shoot? Or photos?
He will have done.
Because he brings in photo shoots.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it's not just like someone with a camera, their own camera.
Yeah.
It's like more professional or...
Well, yeah, I mean, we Sandy, who does our photography, she does portraits of them.
Right,
So
okay.
he did that last spring. It was
Right,
spring,
okay.
wasn't it? May time.
Because he's quite, yeah.
I think he enjoyed that.
Oh,
didn't
he was a
he
proper
loved it.
He
Yeah.
caught his essence.
Yeah.
He very much
When you look at a
enjoyed
picture,
it.
you're like, oh, that's him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
There are some beautiful pictures. Yeah.
Because he saw himself as a little model or a little star. It was a photo shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does know that people like to hear his story and check in with him, because it's the blessing attitude that comes with it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what a sweetheart. So he came into his own when he's got had a job to do, as he has the need to be involved in all that's going on. He's never felt he's never been wanted, or he's always been accepted here, and it's kind of just, that's him.
Okay.
And his way of doing things. He says he's just a sturdy lad who just keeps going. There was a time where digestion was either questioned or looked at a little bit more.
Okay. I don't think he's ever had like colicky symptoms.
No, he only got lammy once.
Yeah.
He's never had anything.
I suppose his weight, but you know, as they get older, it's
Yeah,
a bit more conscious of their weight.
He doesn't. He didn't bring it in as an issue. It was just that he went through a period of digestion was more of a focus.
Yeah.
Again, he's just a sturdy lad who just keeps on going. He was a bit of a pocket rocket though, so he would make sure you were paying attention. He would do something to make sure people were. Again, he brings in the teacher role, so not necessarily discarded this. He's just been given a new focus or a new job to do, as he knows better, is basically what he's saying. So he knows what he needs to do. So it's kind of redirecting his focus.
Yeah.
But he feels like he just is in charge of what, isn't it?
Okay.
And that was him.
Sounds about right to you, doesn't it?
Yeah. Bless him.
I've just come round because Mel has finished your third one of the
I
day.
have, yes, just
So-
finished.
Yeah, so Inne here.
Bless
But actually, because Vienna was getting a little bit stressy round in the main stables, we've just brought her in while we listen to what Mel has to say about Inne.
So out of all of them, I should have left the camera running.
For Inne.
Yeah.
So
To the point where, so at first we were just circling and circling, didn't know what we were doing.
yeah,
And then when we stopped, we just went, and she just stopped and didn't move.
okay.
And then she sort of yawned to release a lot, and it was just quite nice to see like complete contrast, complete difference.
Yeah, and I think that's her extremes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because she's got that potential.
Yeah.
She just keeps herself at a level,
absolutely. Yeah,
and then she's like, "Come on, girl."
yeah.
But she such a beautiful soul, absolutely stunning girl. So her focus has been, or a focus for her has been maintaining her weight to the point, or keeping weight on her,
Right.
because we go. My energy is a roller coaster.
Yeah.
So
Right, darling.
her energy has a tendency to be completely up and down. So she can be full on, and then things ease off and full on again, to the point where it's quite exhausting.
Yes. Yeah. That's
Um,
her to a T.
Yeah, because she shows it's exhausting, keeping at that level.
Yes.
So she has the constant anxiety of what's going on. So her confidence, or boosting her confidence, has been a big focus.
Yes.
So it's been a bit of a yo-yo journey to get her to how she is now. Because you think you're getting somewhere with her, and then we're 2 steps back again.
Right, girl.
So it's been a 1 step forward, 2 steps back,
Yeah.
constantly.
Yeah, constantly throughout her life.
Right,
I'm
okay.
pretty sure.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Yes, because she's got so much potential, and you think, oh, we've turned a corner, when actually we're back to square one.
Yeah, and you wonder why.
Yeah.
Yeah, because suddenly you think, oh, okay, yes,
We've got
we're there.
somewhere. Mm-hmm.
And then that's why I asked the one question that I asked
Yeah.
about whether there's something health-wise. But anyway,
No,
I'll
well-
stop talking.
No, that's okay. but the big question with her, or she brings forward, is maintaining how she looks and her condition, or maintaining or keeping weight on,
Yes.
to the point.
Skinny Inne. That's what she's been known as.
Oh, has
Skinny
she?
Inne.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, bless her. Right, okay.
But I think she's maintained it well this last year.
Yeah, I think, yeah. I think she's looking the best she's ever looked,
Right.
is how
okay.
she brings it across.
Oh, that's nice.
To the point where she's maintained, she basically says, to the point she feels she has maintained more recently, or maintained that weight,
Yes.
maintained that condition. So, oh, bless her. But the focus has always been towards digestion.
Yeah. Frey, come in.
You're coming in. Get out the rain.
We've only just started.
Yeah. But without necessarily coming up with any issues or any problems. So everything that has been looked at, it's like, well, that's not my problem.
Okay.
Because it feels like it's either clear or doesn't show up the root of an issue, because she doesn't feel there's necessarily an issue there.
Okay.
It's more the energy. Good girl.
You can have a chat another day.
Bless her. So it's more the energy she brings through has more of an impact within her system. But then she does say, currently, I don't know if you've got new hay in or a new batch, but the hay's nicer. Or this batch is nicer.
Well, they down there get all the haylage off the long field, whereas that's been mouldier, hasn't it? Oh, okay.
But so she classes as rather the so the issue is not necessarily what she's eating, because she feels this hay she's getting is nicer.
All right.
Okay, in her perception. Okay. If anything that she questions, it's more her hormone balance.
Yes.
That's what
I've always.
That's where my focus went to. Yeah. But it might not, rather than digestion, that balance.
It's more hormones.
It's more hormones.
Yeah.
But I don't bring it through. I shouldn't.
Not live, darling. So they'll see you later.
Oh, bless her. Yes, so hormone is a focus, but I don't know if there's an issue within that. I think that's just her imbalance within a system. To the point where, has there been questions or thought of if we put her in fall, or if she had
we wouldn't. No, we've never thought of doing that, but we've thought along the lines of, ovarian cysts or something like that. And we give her Agnus Castus to help balance.
Right, okay. Because basically she says that wouldn't...
You're not having a baby?
No, she doesn't want one.
Oh, good.
No, she doesn't want one. But it was like a question if that would help, rebalance the balance.
Okay.
But she doesn't bring in any pressures within that area, though.
No?
No.
Okay.
So I think it's just more how she is.
Yeah, who she is.
And who she is,
okay.
rather than an issue within her.
Okay.
Again, she links to, so it's more hormone rather than digestion, but again, not linking to any particular issue. But it is something that if you haven't thought about, to think about.
Yeah.
It's as though going through life, she's put up her own restrictions to how much she can do due to her energy roller coaster that she takes herself on. Some movement-wise, she's stunning, but also a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde, depending on how she feels and depending on that energy that's coming forwards.
Yeah.
But she has star qualities, so she should be able to manage more than what we can.
Yes.
Because she knows she looks good, so she should be.
Yeah, no,
on top.
I know from when she was here before, I would only have to do probably 6 or 8 weeks work with her, and she's a very willing horse.
Yeah.
She's very able. She's very capable.
Yeah, more capable than what she thinks the journey that she's been on.
Yes. Yeah.
But she can.
Hi, Annie.
Bless her.
You come to chat more as well.
Yeah, she's been standing watching. So she takes. So working with her was a bit more of a challenge, though. So depending on her energy that she brought forwards.
Okay.
Because it's kind of dressage potential.
Oh yeah, no, she was very much. I mean, she. Yes, if we went down that route, and I know when she came here before, she would very easily have gone straight out and done.
Yeah.
Well, she's done some dressage tests, and she's a very easy. For me, she was a very easy horse to train. Very natural, very.
Yeah.
All the energy is there. It was just getting the muscles in the right place.
Yeah.
So there's lots of potential there that if that was what we were about and we were going down that route, she could easily
outsell outcompete those that are already on the circuit. Is basically what
she wouldn't find it difficult, whereas some horses you have to work with them more to get them to go out and do a basic performance test.
Okay.
But no, she wouldn't need a lot of work.
No. So she does. She knows that she has got that potential, but she limits herself.
Okay.
So there's kind of that getting that balance. She doesn't feel. I think she went through a time of being isolated.
Yeah.
Because she went through a time when she did, but here she doesn't feel isolated because she's part of the herd.
Okay, good.
And she's seen as her rather than part of the group.
Yes,
we
which
see
is
her
nice.
basically.
It's taken her a long time to integrate into that herd.
And I think for her, it's trusting herself has been a big thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Something that she's worked through. Her energy has impacted her perception of. Oh, wait a minute, I'll go back and read that again. She doesn't like to feel that she's not isolated here, but she shows she went through a time when she was, or she felt more isolated. Has her energy impacted the perception of her more, or
Yes.
what? So people were more watchful of what they were doing and sort of took a step back.
Because of her energy.
Because of her energy.
Yeah.
And it was more, they came in with the nervous energy of, I don't know what to do with her.
Yeah.
So reducing what people were doing due to what they were comfortable with,
Yes.
rather than what she was comfortable with. Because previously it was questioned of, I don't know what to do with her.
Yeah.
And because she's not a girl for everybody.
No, she's not.
She's definitely
not.
Even given her a Frisian, because the Frisians are a special breed anyway, but she's kind of a step above that.
Yes, she's definitely slightly different, and there's a lot of energy there that if used if you're not confident enough to work with it, there's nothing dangerous about her or difficult. But
there's. If someone who didn't know what they were doing,
she could be
frightening.
She
could be, yes. Yeah. So previously it came up with, I don't know what to do with her.
Okay.
And this is prior to yourself. Yeah. But now it's the question of, what else can I do to help her? Okay. Is the questions that she's bringing you guys in with.
Okay.
But she feels she's come a long way since you've got her. She can see her journey, although it's been up and down, she's progressed really well, but she knows she's just not a girl for everybody, as she's very sensitive to the energies of those working with her. And she knows if you don't understand her, it'll feel like hard work, or if you don't understand her ways, because although the Frisian's different, she's even more different.
Oh, she absolutely is.
She's got her own.
Definitely not met another one like you, Inne. Yeah. Hey.
But then, for those who don't understand her, she'll only let you get so far anyway. So she puts her own little barriers up to say that's enough. So it's taken a while for her to feel her own confidence grow or boost to her own confidence. She still questions that at times, but not in the way that...
So she's in the season.
Ah, right, okay.
Honestly, Molly did such a lovely job of cleaning in here, and you're just trashing it.
Bless her. So she does question this, but in a different way than what she once did. And that's all connected to confidence.
Okay.
But there's also been work done on her feet, which has had a positive impact. Has she had a focus?
That's interesting. Oh. No, she's been barefoot since she's been here, hasn't she?
Did she have shoes on when she came? Or was she still barefoot then? I don't remember.
It's more about the balance over the feet.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So there's something that we're quite settled and happy with, but it has had a positive impact. The balance has impact how she is.
I wonder if that's just that she's been able to
manage it.
Yeah, and wear them in the way that suits her.
Right, okay.
Without shoes on, they can do that,
yeah,
can't they?
Yeah. It's more going back to your natural horsemanship, isn't it?
Are you happy with your toes?
So she says her movement is more unique, because sometimes if you're not aware, she will add steps or she will change her pace. For her, it's adapting to what she's comfortable with rather than adapting her to suit you.
Can we not?
Bless her. So she'll restrict what you're doing anyway. It's as though she's gone through needing a process or time to process things, but it's actually trusting herself first.
Yeah.
And it's building up on that trust. So she's 100% stepped onto that journey.
Okay.
So she's now sort of let her guard down and she trusts herself more.
Yeah.
And that's been a focus which has helped her grow or let go of a lot of what she classes as previous baggage or restrictions, especially to her confidence. Or development with, so she's developing herself now, or trying to, without the anxiety behind it, or built up tensions. Although she feels a lot of questions on her journey to why we're like this, what else can we do? But what can we do to help her rather than what can we do to change you? But she feels she's come a long way, and you're ticking all the boxes for her. Now she feels more understood. Again, she comes back to not being a girl for everybody. So, but also she doesn't. So not everybody would be able to work with her, but then she doesn't take to everybody anyway. So there's a bit of a two-sided to that. She just finds herself as a really special soul. Made what she classes as steps forward, but it hasn't for her been an easy journey. She says sometimes, hello sweetheart, it's more frustrating for yourself than for her in many ways, because you can kind of see her potential or what she could be like.
That's where, I know a lot of them have lots of potential to do things, but we don't ask a lot of them because there's just not the time, and it's a different thing. But then there's always the worry that actually some of them do want to be doing more.
Yeah. She's
did
quite,
she say
no, apart from the dressage potential, she wasn't going back down that road, because I think how you're managing her is suiting her better.
Okay.
But because she is sensitive to the energies of those working around her. Once she lets her guard down, she realises it's okay, and then she's okay to breathe. She's okay to let go of tensions, but it takes her a while to let that in, basically. So
I wouldn't with Annie. Annie, leave her alone. Annie.
So healing. So she stood for a long time. She was wandering first, and then she basically went through that. She dropped her guard and just stood with me, which was beautiful. And it was kind of the inner healing, rather than I've got a certain area to heal. So it was just like a general, all over healing, rather than I'm pinpointing certain areas. But she does look for constant reassurance, but she's special in her own right, is basically how she finished.
Okay.
And that was her.
Yeah, that's her. She is, I've always said she's quite a quirky, unusual character, compared to a lot of the Frisians. And in fact, this young lady that's only arrived last week is almost very similar to her.
Right,
which
okay.
is why I think they've bonded quite well. But Inne, when she first came, it was the second time she came to me, she always on her guard out in the field, and she'd come up here and it was like sleep apnea.
Right, okay.
She'd literally be stood in this turnout out here, and it was like all of a sudden she could just relax a little bit. And she'd literally fall to the floor.
Wow.
Because I think she spent so much of her time
on edge.
Guard.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden, when she felt safe, it was like exhaustion set in.
Yeah.
And I think, didn't you say that was it with Rachel that she completely switched off?
I think so, yeah.
Rachel Hamer.
Right, okay, yeah.
I think she completely switched off with her. But yeah, you've got her pretty much spot on.
She's just, it just takes her a little bit longer to realise that you don't actually need her to do anything.
Yeah,
that
and
she
I
can
think
just
that's the thing with her for most of her life. She's been like, she's so willing and she so wants to do the right thing, but if she's not quite sure what's being asked of her, then it's a bit panicky. But she's a beautiful mare to work with. As I say, I mean, I haven't since she's been here this time. You know, I've not done any ridden work with her, but you know, she's done little bits of groundwork.
Yeah.
But it's not. I didn't want to ask the question beforehand about whether she wanted to be doing more. But that's interesting that she's not brought that up as a...
She's not brought it up, apart from knowing that she's got the dressage potential. I think at the moment it was more working on knowing that she can trust herself.
Yeah.
And it's okay to let those guards down without feeling vulnerable.
Yeah.
So it's kind of you've created a safe space for her.
Yeah, and it really interesting again, like, because she joined the herd and she'd go in and she'd just run off.
Right, okay.
She would just literally run off. She'd take them all off with her. Like, we called their personal trainer for a while, haven't we? You know, she kept all the fatties moving, you know.
God,
sorry, I shouldn't call them fatties, but, you know, there's a few that were a little...
Right, okay,
little
on the larger
tubby
side.
Oh, that's disgusting, Vienna. But she definitely feels more part of the herd, and actually when we introduced her the other day, the herd leader, who's one of the geldings, who's chased her off numerous times, she actually put him in his place to stop him from chasing her off.
Right, okay. Oh, that's interesting.
And so that to me showed that she'd built up a lot of confidence to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, look, and now you're being auntie. Now you're being chief babysitter. Yeah. It is nice.
Yeah, and her, it was lovely to see, basically letting her guard down once the session, when she realised there was no expectation of her to do anything.
And I think that's the thing with so many horses, so many animals. They get on edge if they don't really know what people want.
Yeah.
And it's like with her coming, you know, she doesn't know us, she doesn't know what it's all about. She'll have been to different places and done things, but it'll have been different wherever she's been.
Yes.
So of course
But
they
always
come
with an expectation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just takes them a little while to understand that actually we don't have massive expectations of any of them. Annie, can you not? Very rude. She said, yeah, you can't have expectations of me. I won't do anything I don't want to do. So did she interrupt again, or did we?
No, she held her own.
Yeah.
She came towards me, especially when I was doing a little bit of healing up towards the end, but she held her own and said, no, this is mine.
Okay.
This is my session.
Okay. Well, that's
So,
good.
yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, she's really, really special girl.
Yeah. Yeah, she is. They all are in their own right.
Yeah.
So yeah, three different ones.
Extremely different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it kind of shows the extreme of how each of them worked.
I said to Freya, I found it quite strange that Oebe was the one to bring up the three from the past,
Right, okay.
but then you said that you weren't surprised by it.
Right, okay.
You know Oebe better than me. He's a big little man. Yeah. Do you think it's part of that might just be because he's an older horse as well?
It's more, because it doesn't necessarily, even because they're older, it doesn't always happen that.
Right.
So I think it's more his character,
Yeah.
and he was kind of holding the space for
them to
for
come
them to
through.
come through to pass their message on.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Cool. There you go.
Right. Well, thank you very much.
Absolute pleasure.
I wake up in the morning with a smile on my face, feeling thankful for the love and the happiness we chase. Sun is shining brightly, sky so blue and clear. With every breath I take, I'm grateful you are near. So grateful, yeah. Thank you for the laughter, thank you for the tears. Thank you for the moments that we hold dear. Thank you for the love, thank you for the light. I'm grateful every day. You make my world so bright, oh so bright. The world can be a crazy